What is going on, Jerome's? Happy Friday. Pro Football Focus compiled their list of top 101 players from the 2022 season, as the 2022 season is in the rear view. Now, you could say, PFF and their grades are sort of whatever, take things with a grain of salt, but it generally is a pretty good barometer of who played well, who played poorly, and want to see how many Vikings made the list. Turns out 7. Siete. Vikings made the top 101, which is pretty good because by average, beep, bop, 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 boop, team should make about, 3.5 players per top 100. So the Vikings getting double that, going 13-4, winning the division. It is all good, especially since the Vikings somehow got 3 defensive players on there, considering they had the 31st ranked defensive league. Whatever. But going through the list. So up at 1, Mahomes, Chris Jones, 1, 2, yes. I agree there. Mahomes, Chris Jones, Joe Burrow. Oh, yeah, how does of course Kansas City wins Super Bowl because they got 3 of the top 4 players in the league. Must be nice, MBN. Parsons up there at 5, even though Parsons obviously is talented and is a PFF darling, but the fact that he didn't get a single Defensive Player of the Year vote, that's kind of interesting. Garrett, Tyreek Hill. So this is where I have a problem. Justin Jefferson up there at 8. Yes. Behind Tyreek Hill in terms of PFF grade. Now, Tyreek had a fantastic season. Don't get me wrong. Justin Jefferson was that freaking dude, man. So the fact that he is behind Tyreek Hill, I understand it's nominal, 7 versus 8, and he's still in the top 10. Nah. Ain't buying that at all. And then we go down in the earlier round, keep on going and growing and showing. 26, Christian Darrisaw, where make an appearance on this list year 2, really had a nice breakout season. I think that he could progress even more. He's offensive tackle 4. He was left tackle 3 on this list behind only Trent Williams and Andrew Thomas, who had himself a nice breakout year. This is what they wrote. Darrisaw's major breakout season for the Vikings was blotted somewhat when he was rushed back from concussion, leading to a second one in fairly quick succession. And also, he did not have a good game against the Cowboys, and that's what really brought down his grade. Darrisaw ended the season with an 81.8 plus PFF grade as both a run blocker and pass protector. And Christian Darrisaw, he's a rare blend of size and speed. He's got amazing agility for a man his size. He's a road grader in the run game, and he is just an absolute assassin. Like he's amazing out there on an island working against some of the premier pass rushers. He's one of the big reasons why the Vikings offense looks so good this season. Kirk Cousins was relatively protected from the blind side. Again, Cousins had a career high in sacks and pressures, but they weren't coming from Christian Darrisaw, man. So the fact that the Vikings, that was Rick Spielman's parting gift. Trading down in the 2021 draft, maneuvering from 14 down to 23, still getting Darrisaw, who had some health concern issues coming off that groin issue. And the Vikings have one of the best young left tackles in the game. And also, we're going to have to pay him next offseason, which I'm perfectly okay with. And then keep on growing into the back half. So we got Zadarius Smith at 51. Again, Zadarius had a Defensive Player of the Year caliber first half of the season, second half after he dinged up his knee against Buffalo. Whatever. And then you got Danielle Hunter at 55. Now, Danielle had a slow start to the season because he was learning a brand new position in a new scheme, but second half of the year, he was gangbusters, led the team in pressures second half of the season, ended up with 10.5 sacks, got after it, and also proved that he could stay healthy. After missing significant time with injuries in recent seasons, Hunter was back to something like his best play this season for the Vikings. He totaled 76 pressures, including the playoffs, the second most of his career, and earned the second best overall PFF grade, 87.1 in his career. So extend Danielle, keep him in purple long term. Zadarius, sure. The fact that Flores is the DC and he's a 3-4 guy, yes, keep Zadarius Smith. Maybe restructure that contract, maybe give him some guaranteed money for some lower cap number, and then go from there. And then is Brian O'Neill at 68. Now, Brian O'Neill actually had a not great season according to his standards, but the fact that he was still recognized, comes in at 68, which is almost nice. Yeah, you like to see that. And the Vikings do have some awesome bookend tackles going forward. Hopefully, O'Neal is the same player coming back from the Achilles injury that he was before. 78, Patrick Peterson, again, having a career renaissance season where Even though the defense was foobarred, the move to more of a zone defense for corners greatly helped out Patrick Peterson. He's not a man-to-man guy anymore, which was evidenced by his final couple seasons in Arizona. And Peterson had 5 interceptions and made a big-time impact this season. So big-time respect there. He ended up being second-team PFF All-Pro. And then bringing up the rear with the gear, 97 Kirk Cousins. So Kirk checked in as quarterback 9. Sort of have issue with that. I think Kirk easily should have been in the top 6 or 7, but like I said, is what it is. Cousins had some spectacular games in 2022, including passing for more than 10 yards per attempt on 2 separate occasions and leading the biggest comeback in NFL history, no matter how the comeback unfolded. He now has 5 straight years with a PFF grade of at least 79.3. So, but yeah, a couple quarterbacks are ahead of him. So Lawrence. T-Law had a nice second half of the season. He was really up and down first half for sure. Lamar Jackson was hurt for a number of games. He only played in 13, but he still had a Kirk. I mean, okay. A couple of these names on the list where it's just like, where the guys played part of a season, or maybe they're getting by more on reputation. Yeah, I know that Geno was super hyped, especially that first half of the season, but I think overall body of the work, you can't tell me that Geno had a better overall season than Kirk. Sorry. Just honestly cannot get to that point. And then also I had a couple other beefs here where it's like Brandon Graham in a part-time role made the list. Aaron Donald played like 6 games. But of course he's Aaron Donald, so of course he's still going to make the list. Tua, when he was healthy, was playing at an MVP adjacent type level, but I think he missed too much time here. But of course, his grade is going to stand because it's static. So I don't know. Like, obviously, PFF isn't perfect. Brandon Graham here as like a part-time player, and still made the list. So I don't know. Like I said, PFF isn't perfect, but it is a pretty decent barometer of what's going on around the National Football League. But of course, I mean, it's not a objective metric. I mean, PFF grades are subjective. They are guys assigning grades and values to plays and to players. So, the fact that Jefferson is behind Tyreek Hill, I'm buying that. The fact that I like that Darrisaw's left tackle 3. Hopefully he rises. Zadarius and Daniil, edge rusher 9 and 10 respectively. Sure. Kirk quarterback 9. Nah. And also, where's Hawkinson on this list? Second half of the season, Hawkinson played like the second best tight end in football behind Kelsey. Where's Harrison Smith? Speaking of career renaissance, maybe Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson was holding it down when he was playing, but who knows? Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. 7 Vikings made the PFF Top 101. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts on their thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. We'll support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.